biggest mother. Yeah, who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls.
Hello and welcome to another episode of She Worked Hard, Real Women, Real Life, a platform to tell our stories. I'm your host, Lauren Bailey, and today we are welcoming my hero, the most wonderful woman in the whole world, my mom, Gina. So with that, welcome, Mom.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to end the series with you, end with a bang, and to end with the most inspirational person in my life is super special to me. So,
Thank you.
with that, do you want to jump into some questions?
Ready.
Okay. Tell us how and where your journey began.
All right. Well, I'm a Colorado native.
Yes.
And I grew up in a small little town called Pueblo.
Yes.
Don't love to admit that. People always think that's very interesting. Kind of a mean little steel town, but
Yes.
taught me a lot of good life lessons. It was a great place to grow up. Just once you're grown, it's time to leave.
Yes.
And I didn't go very far because of my family. I couldn't leave Colorado.
Yes.
Moved to Denver.
You must be the most glamorous thing that's ever come out of Pueblo.
Well, they usually ask me if I'm from Texas.
I bet, because of your big hair.
Yep,
Yes.
That's what I get all the time. Are you from Texas? I'm like, far from it.
You are a Colorado girl at heart, so am I, and I love that. I'm
Yes.
very proud of that. I know we both are.
I am.
So talk to us a little bit about the first job that you had.
Oh, that's a story.
Tell me.
Well, it was Arby's.
Yes.
And my boss's name was Gabrielle. She was German. She was very mean. Mean as hell.
Oh, no.
And she wore a gold razor blade necklace. And she drove a brown Porsche. And she specifically said, "Stop talking with your hands." To the customers, don't move your hands, don't move your hands.
Why?
Very strict. She was German, just
Okay.
very
That's how
strict.
it was.
That's how it was. She ran a tight ship at that Arby's in Pueblo. I didn't last a long time.
Do you remember what your pay rate was? This was you were
Yes.
what, 15?
I do.
Tell
it was
us.
like $3.45
And you were
an hour.
probably happy with
Thrilled
that.
out of my mind. Clothes money, shopping money.
Clothes money, shopping money. I love it. Why a razor blade on her necklace?
She never explained, and we were terrified to ask.
Oh my God.
True story. I never forgot that.
I mean, how do you have a razor blade on your necklace?
It was
Is
like
it
a
for
necklace.
protection?
No, I think
Oh.
it was truly like a charm, like a necklace. Some people
Oh,
have
wow.
crosses.
Uh-huh.
She had a razor blade.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, as the manager of Arby's, that's probably necessary,
I think so.
especially the one in Pueblo. Sorry for all the people out there. I lived there, so I'm allowed to pass a little bit of judgment.
It can be a little rough.
Okay, I love that story. I feel like our first jobs shape us so much.
Absolutely.
And they teach you hard work.
Yeah.
And when you work at, a fast food joint or a retail thing
Not
for your
easy.
first gig, it's not easy and it makes you appreciate your next job. So where did you go after that?
Oh, well, then I moved to Denver.
Yes.
And my very first job here was at the Continental Theater. And while I was working there, that was the year that it actually burned down.
Oh, no.
It had an electrical fire. And I was fortunate they repaired the electrical damage. But that was a fun job.
Was
'Cause we
it?
got free movie passes all over
Yes.
town. I was 18 years old.
Yes.
I loved that job.
So you weren't working when the movie theater burned?
I wasn't at work.
Okay, good. Okay,
No,
good.
it was actually in the offices above the theater.
Terrifying.
No, and recently it closed for good. Kind of made me sad.
Oh,
Yeah, end of an era.
End of an era. And things are changing here in Colorado so much.
Yes.
So many places that
Yeah.
were once upon a time
Iconic.
iconic are gone. But we have things that are being saved, like Casa Bonita.
Yes.
And reopened.
Yes.
And I feel like we have to go.
We'll be going when we
Because-
can get a reservation.
That's right, because when I was a kid, we went, and the
Oh,
food
yeah.
was terrible.
Terrible.
But the diving was so entertaining. They have cliff divers there.
Right.
And now I heard the food's amazing, and the
we'll
cliff
see.
divers are equally as amazing, so I feel like we need to go back.
Looking forward to it. We'll take the boys.
So I would love that. So after that, where did you go after that?
So then I worked at kinder care
Oh.
with your aunts, Diane and
Yes,
Gina.
yes.
That's where we all met.
Cute.
And really had a great time there. It was fun. We did that for maybe 2 years.
Okay.
And then I met your dad.
Okay. I love that. And talk to us about your personal life during this time.
Yeah. Met your dad. Dated for a couple of years. Got married, had you.
Yay!
And then had Spencer. And it was great. We had a great life in Parker.
Yes.
That's like hometown USA.
Yes.
And that was personal life for 20 years.
Yes.
Yep.
I
And then
remember.
got a divorce.
Yes.
Yep. And moved to Castle Rock. Went into real estate. From there, started in commercial real estate.
Yes.
And it was really interesting, but not fun. There were no people contact. There was not enough people contact. It was my demon boss and myself. Day in and day out, like Groundhog Day.
You said that with such a smile on your face. Please tell us more about your demon boss.
He was a terrorizer.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
heard stories of this man. We won't name him by
We
name.
will not.
But he knows who he is.
He knows who he is.
He has a horrible reputation here in Denver, so
Yeah.
we'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, that was like boot camp.
Okay.
Yep, learned a
I
lot.
remember he flipped a couple of desks along the way.
Yeah, really bad temper. Yeah. That was like going to boot camp. I learned a lot and I
Yes.
actually liked it. And then I went into residential real estate as a licensed assistant. I wasn't a realtor. And I really enjoyed that because it was all about the people contacts.
Yes.
And then got recruited into title by my title rep. And I've been in title now for 20 years.
Yeah, and that's amazing. And that is kind of the career trajectory that we're here to talk about today.
Yeah.
It's amazing that you have accomplished as much as you have in this industry.
Thank you.
So, obviously, I know you better than anyone,
Yeah.
but for those watching, what personality traits do you feel like help you in this industry? If somebody else wanted to go in and
Yeah.
do title, what helps them?
Yes. Title is a great career. It
Yes.
is. It's very interesting. It's very important. I was hired as a sales rep for business development. And the thing that helped me the most in my career, and the reason I'm still employed in title, because a lot of people are not, it's a tough industry, is to learn the business side of title. Being a salesperson is not enough.
Yes.
And you have to be knowledgeable, and you have to be willing to go alongside your customers every day, weekends, holidays, whatever it is. But I joke a lot because I love my job.
Yes.
And I feel like I get paid to love on people.
Oh.
And that's what I do. I love them. I support them. I help them. My clients have been my clients for 20 years.
I know, and that's so impressive, and that loyalty, and they're lucky to have you. You do care so much about people, and that shines through in your life and in your work.
Thank you.
For those of us who don't know what title is, can you tell us what it is?
I get that question a lot. I don't
Yes.
even know if my husband really knows what I do for a living. Sorry, babe. No, it's a joke in title. So when you do your real estate closing,
Yes.
for those who wouldn't know about title, we do the search to make sure that there are no liens on the property, that there are no heirs to the property that are not of record. We insure the property and clear title, and we do the house closings, which is such a happy thing, especially first-time home buyers.
Yes.
It's my favorite part.
I love that. I love that. So when you are doing a real estate transaction, obviously title is a part of every transaction, and that's by law, right? Like you have to make sure that
Actually, that most people think it is a law.
Yes.
Believe it or not, it's optional. But you would
Really?
never buy a house. It's customary that you do not buy a house without doing a title search and title insurance, because you could very well buy accidentally a second mortgage and you think it's the first and you think you own it and you don't. There's so many things it protects you from.
Okay. Well, that's very helpful. Thank you for explaining that. Because even being your daughter, you know, my whole life, sometimes I still am confused by it because it's a complicated thing.
It is.
And it's a thing that happens that nobody talks about.
Nope.
Yeah, you're just like, you know, my mom's in title, and people are like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
But they are like, I don't know what that means.
A lot of people think I say tile and they're like, we need new tile.
Tile.
Title.
You're in tile. No, that's not. That doesn't fit.
No.
That doesn't fit. So in your life, I know that you have worked and taken care of your family and done it all kind of while being a full-time employee, mom, wife, everything, dog mom, everything that you are. So how to, you know, young moms watching or to families who are struggling with balancing it all, what would you say you do for time management, or like any advice you have for them on how you make all that go?
Yeah. Routines and scheduling systems, so to speak.
Yes.
You know, there's a great book out right now called Make Your Bed.
Yes.
And it's so true to life. It's a business book now. It was a commencement speech at a college by an admiral. Forgive me, I don't know his name, but I think being consistent and really planning. I'm a Uber planner.
Me too.
Yes, I know. And it has served you well.
Yes.
You're even more of a planner than I am, right?
Yes.
But I think looking back, I would definitely say for young families, family's way more important than career.
Absolutely. I think
It matters.
It does matter.
It matters more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And that time that you spend with your family is irreplaceable. And I think the pandemic really taught us that.
100%.
And people's priorities are shifting. You know, it's not the way that it used to be. And I think that's a really good thing.
True.
Because we need more of a work-life balance, truly.
Yes.
Instead of just saying that, we
Yes.
actually need that. And I know
Yes.
a lot of places like the police department are trying out this new schedule with like trying to work people less for the same amount of money, and I think that that's catching on in a lot of different aspects. So
That's amazing.
I think that's great advice. This is kind of a fun question. Worst job you've ever had?
Oh, worst job that I have ever had. Honestly, it was in title.
Oh, okay.
I was at the wrong company with the wrong people with the wrong boss.
Yes.
And it was complete misery. And it does matter, your work environment and the people who support you. And I came very close to getting out of the industry when I got this particular position, and this has been the best job I've ever had.
How funny. So
Interesting.
that is an interesting career pivot there. You stayed in the same industry, happiest job you've ever had, and the worst job you've ever had. So maybe it's not the industry you're in, it could just be that particular company wasn't the right fit.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
was the environment.
that's a really good message for people.
It is. Thank you.
Thank you. Talk to us about a pivotal moment in your life. You know those aha moments or those hard pivotal moments?
Yeah, comes to mind immediately. My Uncle Ben, your Uncle Ben,
Yes.
our beloved Uncle Ben.
Yes, so loved.
so loved and such an anchor in our family. And when he passed away unexpectedly at a very young age, that was my mom's youngest brother, and he was like a brother to me.
Yes.
We were 10 years apart, and he was the joy in my life.
Yes.
He was funny and
Yes.
ornery and smart and ridiculous.
He
And-
was. He was so fun,
So
and
fun.
he owned an antique store.
Yep, in old Colorado City
Yes,
called Avenue Antiques.
that's right. And you've kind of lived on his legacy through your new booth. Can you
Yep.
talk to us about that?
Yes. So my husband Brent and
Yes.
I
Yes.
have a new hobby. We're not going to retire on it, but it's a really fun hobby.
Yes.
We have an antique, a booth at the antique, can I say the name?
Yeah.
The Brass Armadillo.
Yes.
We sell rock and roll memorabilia.
Yes.
And rock and roll art and collectibles, fine art, fun art,
Yes.
pop art, you name it, we do it. No albums, it's not like that. It's all collectibles and art to do with rock and roll. And it has been therapeutic and fun. And we're going on a trip to Italy and London. You know,
Yay,
our trip.
yes.
We're going to London. I'm sorry you won't be with us, but we're hoping to make it a buyer's trip. And who knows what we'll find there.
Absolutely. Well, for anyone watching, if they haven't been to the antique mall to visit your booth, they need to go because it's such a fun place.
Yep.
And it is full of some really cool, unique things that are unbelievable.
Yeah, big treasure hunt.
Big treasure hunt, yes. So I know that this hasn't been your first entrepreneurial endeavor. So talk to us about that.
I'm kind of like the mad scientist in the basement.
No,
I'm always inventing things.
that's not true.
One of them I actually got to fruition,
Yes.
called caffeinated cards.
Yes.
And that was a wonderful idea that came to me that I used to be in sales, and I would go to Starbucks and get my tea, and then I would have to go to Hallmark and get my thank you notes, and then I would have to find a place to write them. And what I thought would be great is if I wrote a card line all around coffee themed sayings and greetings. So caffeinated cards, and you can buy them, but Starbucks shot me down. But I got a case number from them. I got pretty far.
Yes.
Got a letter from MasterCard that said my coffee stain circles on my logo better not ever be yellow and orange because it would look like MasterCard.
That's
I said,
right.
no problem.
No problem.
No problem. It's just been really fun to take something from concept to reality,
Yes.
just like you've done on this.
Yes.
It's really rewarding.
It is.
And I don't want to give up on it, but I'm kind of at a plateau with it. I don't know what the next step is.
Yes. Some of the cards were so creative, like thanks a latte
Yeah.
and how
I've
have you been?
thinking of you.
Yes, so
Yeah.
fun and so creative, and I think you've taken that creative energy and channeled it into your booth. But it is such a fun thing and such a fun endeavor that we had to talk about it because
Thank
it
you.
was for sale in stores and had its life, and I think it's around and it exists in the world, so
Yeah.
it's just cool to talk about
Thank
that
you.
opportunity.
It was fun. Thank you.
Yes. What do you do in your free time?
Well, I love to go hiking.
Yes.
I love to cook for the family. Love to entertain. Love to have parties. Love to travel. I love my twin grandchildren. Landon and Garrett are
Yes.
the love of my life.
Yes.
13 years old.
They're amazing.
Still so much fun.
Yes.
And I have two wonderful puppies,
Yes.
a Frenchie and a Corgi.
Yes.
That is
Jesse and Waylon.
Jesse and Waylon. They keep me really busy.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
What a beautiful life you've created for yourself
Thank
and
you.
so many fun things.
Thank you so much.
When you look back on this journey of, becoming the successful woman that people see in front of us today, what are you most proud of in your life?
Well, you,
Oh, thank you.
the love of my family,
Yes.
the when we're together at Thanksgiving and the dogs are running wild and the kids are all over the place and the music's on and we're all cooking and everybody's happy, and I'm really proud of just how loving of a family we have.
Yes.
I don't know that it's all that common.
I agree.
And it is, it takes work to forgive and
does.
to support and not to judge and
Yes.
to,
To stand by each other no
Thank
matter
you.
what.
Yeah. Family is everything. It's everything.
Well, that's the message definitely of your episode, is that for sure family is everything. And I know Brandy Carlisle, Crowded Table is your song.
Oh,
That's
thing
the
you didn't play
Thanksgiving-
it.
That's the
That's right.
Thanksgiving
That's
table, right?
Best thing.
So when you think of your younger self, sweet baby Gina, what would you say to her?
Well, probably a little older than baby, but, I was raised largely most years by a single mom.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle for everyone, her and
Yes.
everyone else.
Yes.
And I had amazing grandparents that were really involved. Thankfully, and my Uncle Ben. But what I would say is to lighten up
Love that.
and to know or trust that everything really does work out for the best and it all goes along exactly as it's supposed to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that, they kind of go together, but what kinds of words of wisdom would you like to leave us with today?
I think that if you have dreams and ideas
Yes.
and you want to achieve something unique and incredible like you have, you can. You can. And just to enjoy every minute, because truly we think we have all the time in the world and sometimes we don't. And so living life, take the vacation, do it all. Like, don't wait until you're older. Do it now.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. And I'm incredibly grateful to end this series with my mom. You have been the biggest inspiration in my life, and I truly would not be sitting on this couch here today without you. Having somebody who believes in you, who's a pillar of strength in your life, really helps you be able to succeed. And I'm incredibly grateful for you, and it's, of course, very fitting that I would end this series with my mom, the person who has definitely been the one who got me here the most. And so thank you for being the most amazing mother in the entire world, A.
Thank
And lastly, just thank you for always supporting me and everyone around you. And if someone is lucky enough to have a mom like you, then their life is pretty freaking awesome. So with that, please remember that she didn't get lucky, she worked hard, and don't forget to tell us your story by following She Worked Hard and tagging us with the @ symbol. Thank you so much for watching.